From my perspective, in a way, I appreciate and understand, your feelings towards, I miss how things used to be before the SNB event, because, that's when it was actually legitimate and things were connected correctly. But I think as things evolve, if you want to be in this business, if you do not know how the actual market works right now, and we actually also discussed this a little bit before, right now the brokerage, the business owners who are opening up brokerage firms and don't actually know these specific details, which are important to know, they're getting away with being able to sustain their business by the statistics that are to their favor, and that's, the traders.
They were getting away with it. They were getting away with it, but we see
the market's getting smarter, industry's getting smarter.
It's getting like at the moment. I don't know if you've noticed it, but we've discussed it. You did, yeah. We all did. So the market is challenging right now, and it's very flat. And we see that the brokers who don't really know the mechanics of true market, they are really struggling and suffering because they can't continue, hoping for the best.
Right.
They can't continue just bucketing that risk and hoping, as it is with volatility, that the clients are going to lose money.
Yes.
And especially with, a lot of carry trading as well. You can't do that, especially in the flat market. And that's where I hope, market can't stay like that forever. But I really hope that it's going to be a way of maybe more of a wake-up call.
And also, I think flashing out.
Yeah.
As it's not good for them, but at the end of the day, if you want to be and participate in this industry and offer, a proper brokerage business, and you don't know, at least get people who do know to help you, or you're going to get flushed out. The market resets. These resets are good, and it's important what you said there. Now that it's flat, it does not necessarily mean that volume has stopped. You can still make money because, as you mentioned, the banks don't care if you make money or not. They just want to fill, right? Or the exchanges, they just want it filled for whatever their agenda is. So there is always possibility to make money, even if there isn't volatility that the clients try to speculate on and increases volume, which would generally helps a broker to make money, even the ones who don't know what they're doing. So such an interesting conversation. And I think this, what you mentioned before, that the average lifespan of startup brokers is 1.5 years. Like if you haven't managed to sustain yourself in 1.5 years, you mismanage the business. And I think also, in terms of, how this industry is expanding or not, you mentioned before, and I don't think we mentioned in the podcast, it was just before there, it's shrinking. There are obviously, new generations, the younger generations who are up and coming. And I think with platforms like this, as long as you're educated and you know that there is a possibility to make money, and this is actually, a proper industry, this I think will help generally, and the more content there is out there to educate, the younger generations, and also, existing people who know what they're doing. Maybe you can get really good conditions from a smaller broker than you would be able to, with smaller capital, then would you be able to if you had access to, the bigger players where you might not be able to. So,
well, there will always be trading hunger to feed. It depends on how you feed it and what value you derive from it and what value you give to your clients, right? And and we've discussed that, yes, the industry, the retail CFD industry is shrinking, and there are a lot of reasons for it. And we do host events such as Dealer Connect in Cyprus, and we get a lot of dealers. Like last one, we had 120 dealers there talking about those things, and that actually came from one of the panelists on that event. And what he said is that based on their research, is the industry shrinking by almost 5% a year, but it's growing by 20%. The number of brokers is growing by 20%.
Yes, sir.
So the question is, what are those brokers doing? And they are eventually closing down. I mean, we have a lot of really strong names at the top of the industry, and they're there to stay because they run the business properly. But I'm very excited about coming back to the flashing out. I'm really excited about what's happening in the crypto world. Because yes, the trade, there will always be hunger to feed. But in the crypto world, I think we're looking at something that's been happening with the CFDs industry before. Maybe there will be some public executions, but we also see European regulators stepping in and saying, look, these are financial services. It's not gambling. These are financial services. For example, FCA, very respected regulator, going to implement the promotional rules, right? So you have to follow the same rules when you run a promotion as you run if you do it in retail CFDs, right? And there will be mechanics of offering those services. And when there are those mechanics and when those services are offered, it becomes a healthy industry. And I guess that's where we will all kind of expand into. Same as like Fidelity or BlackRock wanting to have Bitcoin ETFs and actually fighting for it. And I think there is a great future ahead of us. It's just about capturing that opportunity and going back to the correct market mechanics and understanding I think it's a great opportunity out there.
If you liked that video and you want to watch the full episode, it's available here. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. It helps the channel.